road to success, everything is going to work out.
It's the Peter Pinho Show.
On the road to success, I lost 5 aunts to cancer. It's a dog fight. My wife, 3 years ago, 7 legions found her brain. It's a dog fight. It hadn't been easy. It's a dog fight. It hadn't been, the road hadn't been success. Like, it's just a paved road, and like each he go this way, it's been rough. It's been crooked. It's been hard. But I made up in my mind that I will get a reward for the pain that I go through. I will not stop in the middle of the process. I will not be defeated. I will not be destroyed. I will take everything that happens in my life, and I will allow the pain to push me to greatness. You will not break me. You will not stop me. You will not defeat me. The only way I lose is if I quit. It's going to be a dog fight. So if you're ready to quit, then don't get started. If you're ready to quit, don't get started. If you're looking for this easy path, don't get started. If you think they're not going to close the door on you and say no 1,000,000 times, don't get started. But every time they close the door, I just get excited. Why? Because I am not a no. I'm one yes away. You can't keep telling me no forever. You can't keep denying me forever. This type of energy, this type of passion, you can't stop it. You can contain it for a while, but you cannot stop. This is life.
Shout out to Bass Rap.
It's the Peter Pinho Show.
Hey, yo, Hunter. Roll up another one of them congressional blunts, brother. He was gonna get his laptop fixed, but Hunter got high. He wasn't gonna show all them dick pics, but Hunter got high. He should've let Hillary bleach his whole hard drive. Yeah, hey, Hunter got high. Hunter got high. Hunter got high. He wasn't gonna mess with the hoes, but Hunter got high. He was gonna take them all out on the boat, but Hunter got high. He's the smartest man Joe ever knew in his life. Yeah, hey, till Hunter got high. Hunter got high. Hunter got high. La, 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 da, da. He was gonna go visit his dad, but Hunter got high. He thought he had a secret stash, but Hunter got high.
I don't know what pisses off. Let me turn this off.
Well, that settles it. We're not going to be invited to the Colbert Show, that's for sure.
I don't know what pisses people off on the left, but to see a black man singing about Hunter on the right or the left. I swear to God, that video pissed so many people off. Talking about pissing people off. Hey, guys, if you're watching this Peter Pinho Show, we're back to week 2. Phil's back with me today, and I got the Jim Morrison of the millennial, Corey. Mr. If I was a woman, or if I was gay or a woman, he'd be my love interest, but he's too young.
I beat Jim Morrison. I made it to 28, goddammit.
Yes, you did. And you got through New Haven a couple times. So.
Yeah.
Without getting arrested.
I was about to say, never been booked, so all's good.
And you were around the corner for where Jim Morrison got arrested at the Trinity.
The former New Haven Bowl of blessed memory.
What was that bar? Was that you guys with Trinity? Was it
Trinity Bar? Yeah,
Trinity Bar
on Orange
Not that
Street.
far from the New Haven Coliseum where Jim Morrison got fired.
Yeah.
Or arrested.
You know what? That bar's, when we play there, it is jammed.
Yeah, Corey said hello. So talk to us in the chat. I'm going to put the link in if you want to call us. Let me just do this. Copy. If you're watching, if you're on the podcast, obviously you can't call us. Here's the link if you want to call. There's no phone number. That's the link. Just hit the link.
The old show had a phone number, yeah.
Yeah, we're not. We're actually high tech now.
We're not.
I was going to say we it's a new age. It's a new dawn. It's a new age. Day.
Yeah, I'm stuck with Fred and Barney in the past, so it's.
Phil would still do this.
Yeah.
Which is good because it's still radio. Remember we used to do that in Naugatuck? That was the best.
Oh yeah.
So we have Corey here and his dad. Always together. Dad's his manager, but Corey, Corey's where can they get your music first of all?
You can get the Dilemma, Corey Rieman and the Dilemma Band, the music on Spotify, Apple Music, where all places where music stream. You can check out our website, The Dilemma Band, where you can check out where to find all those streaming sources, where our next shows are going to be, etc., etc. You don't have to whip me now. I got through all the whole spiel, right?
You did. I would slow it down a little bit, but you did it for the most part.
They can. It's going to get replayed. They can rewind it.
Okay.
Yeah. And check him on YouTube. He has actually a music video with Mickey Mouse.
Yes. Or
Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steamboat with yes. We
But
not
if you saw the
nothing.
event, if you saw the event and you were a woman or a gay guy, I mean, it is a.
Yep.
Oh, Mickey. Is
Yeah.
that the
There we go,
racist
no,
Mickey?
yeah,
Is that the racist Mickey?
That's it.
No.
No, he did a music video for the Woo song when Steamboat Willie lost its copyright. I forgot the filmmaker's name. I'm sorry for the guy. If you can just share it.
So Zach Haburn from Postfix. It was something that started as a joke. We had not done a music video yet for the Woo song. January 1st hit, and yeah, the copyright expired on Steamboat Willie, the first sound lined up, animated film. And I was like, well, let's put some new sound to it. And I was like, if this is public domain, and I have my own feelings about what the public domain laws should and shouldn't be, but if it was accessible to me, all power to me.
If we can run this on the show, Peter, if you'll go to Corey's YouTube page, you can find the Woo song and share it.
Okay, we'll do that around the 7 or 8 o'clock mark.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's get the people. Let's get people because they don't remember. They don't remember Corey from the. I don't think anybody remembers anybody from PPRN. What's funny is because I'm getting more viewers now than I did when I was bigger.
Oh, people remember us not very well.
They remember the bad parts, which is I like that. I like that. I like that they remember the bad parts because I see all these bands that used to talk shit about me and they're nowhere. They're nowhere now. And they used to say to me, "Oh, you're in a little podcast and you'll never be nothing." Blah blah blah. Okay. And I used to get mad. I mean, Phil's seen it. I used to get mad. I used to be combative. But you know what? Then I learned I'm like, I just got to be like Corey on stage. I just got to just let my fucking craft.
Just do it. It's, like, again, I've had plenty of people come at me. Some people don't like that I jump around and dance around. And I like the fact that I have a very high register and other people don't. I'm sorry.
Who doesn't like it though? People that are miserable or?
No, and that's what it comes down
people
to.
That are miserable. I think
no, and it's very concerning that there are people who don't want to experience joy to its fullest. There are people who don't appreciate people just having a good time.
Can I tell the yacht club story?
Sure.
It was so they were playing at. I won't say the place, but we were at a fancy place in and. Everybody's having a good time. And, Corey is schmaltzy. He has a good time with it. So this one woman who's just a miserable witch, of all the people in all the world she comes over to is Lisa and I. And it says, ugh.
Lisa being your wife.
Lisa being my wife, his mother. She's like, ugh, my goodness. I was like, well, I think
what is it?
Yeah, I was like, I think he's
Did
terrific.
she have a Jewish accent? Was it like
that?
Oh.
She did. Okay. She goes, She goes, oh, mazel tov. I was like, well, I think he's great, and everybody here thinks he's great. So, and I saw you jumping around. So what's the deal, But I mean, you're gonna have a good time. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's a party.
I never understood that. I've gotten to the age though where I'm like, I look at people like Cardi B and look at all these people. I look at the Met Gala, the place where people spend fucking $75,000 to eat a $5 piece of chicken and wear weird fucking dresses and block the person behind you's view. And I'm getting to a few arguments with people about like, oh, it's a fundraiser. I said, you realize 90% of those fucking celebrities don't even pay for their ticket. So no, it's not a fucking...
Do these people know what this is a fundraiser for? It is a
They don't. For the lady from Vogue, who's the biggest left-wing fucking contributor.
Yeah, she's a nut job, but it's a fundraiser for the Costume Institute from the Metropolitan Museum, which again is very cool. I think it's amazing that we have.
But even the 1943 Met Gala wasn't outrageous.
Yeah, and you know what? It's got over time. It's gotten more out. Like it turned into kind of like how the hats and stuff for the Kentucky Derby. Over time, that's something that's grown. Like it was kind of just a thing people wore to the first one. They wore their best outfit to Churchill Downs because they didn't know what to expect. And then as time went on, it turned into this thing to look more outrageous and more outrageous.
Yeah.
With the stupid hats and the.
And you forget that the horses are running. I mean, I watched.
Right. It's not about the racing
this year. Nobody mentioned any of the horses. Everybody was the hat.
Well, if you've had at least one mint julep, you're not going to be able to think about anything straight.
Does anybody really like them?
They're not good.
They're gross.
I like mixing drinks, and first of all, it's a pain in the ass to make. Like you have to actually like chip the ice. It's not crushed ice. It's chipped ice. You have to take the hammer and like this is stupid. It tastes like shit. Pardon me. But
you're on the internet. It's okay. Okay.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say is I got to the age where I'm critiquing all music now, and I know it's my age. I know it's get off my lawn type of thing, but and I know every generation says this, but hip hop isn't what it used to be. Like rock and roll isn't what it used to be. Like I talk to some kids now that are in their 20s that I work with, and I'm like, do you know Mary J. Blige? Do you know Howard Stern? They're like, who?
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, at least.
By the way, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
Like they don't even know who the Beatles are.
Okay, this is probably the greatest moment of me just absolutely being a scumbag. But it wasn't even because this, and you'll learn. There was this girl who wanted to see me, and I was really not interested in her. I found her to be dull. And she comes over.
Why? Did she have a good job, Corey? And she went to
No, she wasn't even. This is years ago. This is like 10 years ago at this point. And I bring her over. We're in my studio. She sees I have a picture of the Beatles, and she's like, "Who are they?" I'm like, "You're joking, right?" Seriously, who are they? I'm like, "The Doors over there."
He really threw her out.
I literally said, "You can leave if you don't even know who they are. There's no purpose to this continuing forward."
Couldn't you have educated her though and brought her into great music?
You can only talk so much sense into a stone.
Jeez.
It's true though.
You still in touch with her though? I mean, and if you are, what's her phone number? You could.
I have a very good habit of once I'm done. I get rid of them. I block them. There are people I don't get. There are people who are like, "Oh, I talked to my ex." I get there are some relationships that probably just should have never been a relationship, and it's like whatever, we tried. But some of these people, you're in a relation, or you just don't like someone. It's like, why are you putting yourself through this? There's no reason for it. Are you stupid?
So Phil, should we do a Joey Fatone moment?
All right, go for it.
So Corey, your picture. If anybody saw the event, you saw the picture of Corey. He's a good-looking kid. I'm not gay, but he's a good-looking kid. He's like my son. I can't even say anything weird, so I'm not going to.
Mm-hmm.
But every time he does a show, he's got his shirt off.
Yeah.
So if we had to do a 1 to 10, 10 being the best, what is the vagina level? See, I made it nice and adult, Phil. What is the vagina level at a show? Like from 1 to 10. I mean, I know your dad's there. I know it's kind of weird.
Send your dad over to Dunkin' Donuts? Or
are we talking like audience rate? Are we talking like audience ratios?
No,
because
opportunities.
Yeah.
So opportunities is a very
we're living through you, Corey.
So opportunities, there's an equation here. Now the problem is most of the time when we play one show we don't play one show on a weekend, and we're usually not playing in one state either. So chances versus opportunity, very different things. Because again, when you have to haul out to New Jersey overnight, you can't hang around the bar. Yes, there's no going.
You guys
back
always got a room. Yes,
when you're sharing a hotel room with either a bandmate or someone you live with, there's no bringing someone back to the room. The whole rock and roll lifestyle is glorious. The most exciting place I get to see usually is the staircase of the hotel because I was just wanting to be a little exciting and not bored, and I didn't want to take the elevator.
Well, I was going to
Yeah,
say,
Very excited.
But
I
if
think
you're at
that
a show, aren't you going to their room?
well, yeah, but here's the problem. So, like the night you saw Corey there, I think we played in Boston the night before. We played at Roger Williams College that afternoon. Then that night we were in New Haven at Trinity, but we had to stay in Stamford that night at another hotel because we had a private event in the Hamptons the next day. And yes, there was a young lady who wanted him to go back with her, but I was like, that ain't happening because.
Wait. No, let's. Okay, no, we're gonna change this from making this. No, we're gonna make this.
Craig.
No, well, yes and no, but let's pretend instead of making you the big hero, like, oh, I needed to stop you. First of all, I wasn't letting that happen. Because no, unlike the rest of the people I associate with usually, I do have a sense of I need to get somewhere on time. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to quote you. The one thing I like about dealing with you is that I can get places on time. So I would, instead of you coming out as like the great, savior of the thing, I was fine on my own that night. Plus my back couldn't move and it wasn't going to happen anyway. So
he sounds like Felix Unger.
Right, yeah.
You're the manager to everybody else in the band.
You can't cock block the talent, Dad.
Yeah, well,
because there'll be no more shows without the talent, Dad.
Not for nothing. I did it to myself. I'd rather on my own accord than being told that I did something.
But the problem really is that you think about it. We're done at like 2:00 in the morning. We've probably had another show, and then the next morning, we got to go on the road. Sometimes 2 or 3 hours on the road. So that the glamour, although at the place, you've seen videos, it's pretty ridiculous what goes on, and these young ladies are, very aggressive.
Well, Corey, do you actually share these young ladies with your dad? I mean, it's
no.
Lisa's next to me.
They'd be selling wings of the house if he got doing it. He's not doing anything. He loves his wife. How dare you?
I do.
Okay. Lisa, I know.
You can't ask that. You can't ask that. After 50, we can't ask those questions. It costs too much. Even if you want to, it costs too much.
Hey, 35 years of marriage in 2 weeks. May 28th, 35 years. So we're doing good.
You know what? I'm with you there because the older I get and the longer I stay with Ricky, it's like, I don't know if you guys know, I had that almost life-death sentence a few weeks back, and all I thought about was never seeing Ricky again.
What happened?
You didn't hear?
No.
So I was driving. I bought because I'm old, and I have grass now. So I bought a riding mower because Ricky found this really good deal. So I bought a riding mower, and I'm not lazy. And I got this. I said to myself, I will never be lazy. And I got this one day. I got really lazy. So there was grass growing around my recycle bin and my garbage can. I said, let me push the riding mower let me push the garbage can with the riding mower to get the grass. I ended up being lazy. Okay. So what happened was the riding mower drove up the garbage can was facing up like a rocket, and I blacked out. And the only thing I remember is the riding mower must have flipped and was coming at me, blades are spinning. So I work out now, and my doctor's got me on testosterone, so I'm like a beast up here now.
Look at you.
Yeah, actually, I'm getting bigger. So, I moved the riding mower with my left hand, believe it or not, while it was spinning. And it chopped my hand off, basically. You can see the scar.
Holy shit.
So it got me here, it got me in the tip of my finger, it got my ring finger, and it got the back of my leg. Whoa. So, yeah, I almost died. I was in so much shock that I lifted a fucking riding mower with one hand, my left hand on top of it. But I was in so much of an adrenaline rush because all I remember is blades spinning at me. So now, when I go to sleep or I'm looking up in the studio now, these fucking ceiling fan blades are giving me PTSD.
PTSD.
Yeah. But the only thing I remembered was waking up and making sure my hand wasn't gone. And then the second thing I said was, I can't picture my life without Ricky in it. I know when you're dead, you're not going to know. But still, I can't, I'm at that point in my life where I don't even know what I would do if Ricky's going away in a week. Which
We're
is fine,
showing-
you know. I have golf friends down here, and I got my show, and I can do stuff. You know, I'm golfing now again, so. But still, I've become not cockblocked, but I've become a mess. Like I can't imagine a day without her. But I can't stand being around her sometimes either. But I just, you know what I'm saying? But that's just what married people say. But I love her company all the time, and I just can't imagine. Like every time I go out with my friends at night down here, oh, Ricky's coming, and you know what they're saying. Oh, Ricky's coming. Yeah, she's my friend. She's the one that will always be my friend. When you know me and how fast I spin friends around. So you know what I mean. So it's like she's always been there for me. So I get what you're saying, Craig. So,
yeah, it's true.
you know what I mean. So Corey, if you ever can get that kind of love, man, you're too young right now, though. You haven't lived until you got a Q-tip down the head of your penis.
Oh, jeez.
Just saying. Just saying, buddy. You don't. If a doctor comes out of the room and he's bringing a Q-tip, and your ears are clean, Corey, you better run.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
You got some very bad disease.
Well, Peter, when you were in hospital with the hand being chopped up, what was the Q-tip doing in your dick? I don't get it.
That was stopping me from peeing.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
No, I had the Q-tip thing when I was back in Bristol, Connecticut. Was the fucking get a disease capital of the world back then.
And how has things changed from that?
It's still the same. Is it still the same?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I caught. There's a club that was. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was called Rumors. But it's a Walgreens now.
Okay, I don't.
It's by the Boulevard, by the Boulevard.
I know.
But they used to have the Kids Club there. 95.7 used to broadcast live. And man, if you didn't score there, you were either gay or just weren't interested.
That was like on Long Island. You had OBI. There's no one who could go home alone at the end.
No, booze and coke back then. That was the thing. And then diseases. Booze and coke, and then the clinic.
And then the clinic.
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, it was so bad that I caught crabs and didn't even know for like a week.
Oh, Jesus.
Until my ex told me, "Hey, I got crabs." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Whoops.
I don't know how that happened.
By
You got it from the toilet seat, didn't you?
Did you
Remember
accuse
that,
her
okay?
of cheating at that moment?
You remember when we used to tell women, "Oh, you just got that from the toilet seat at the bar." That's for me. And you go home and there's all these little orange things crawling all over you.
An experience I've never had, thank God.
Are you okay, Corey? You look like you're going
Hey, what's going on? What are you drinking there? Is that an energy drink?
The greatest beer in the entire world from the Alchemist, Heady Topper. The Alchemist, right in Stowe, Vermont, the beer capital of the world, if you ask me. This is the peak of brewing. This is the peak. This is the finest nectar. Whenever I play in Vermont, I stock up for, I bring home like cases because you can't buy it down here. This is a special enough occasion that I used my last Heady Topper.
So what do we got to do to get the dilemma down to Spring Hill, Florida?
Probably not a lot. I mean, it can be done.
There's a fucking brewery, like literally, if I didn't have trees, I could see it. Marker 48. They just had the biggest chili peppers. What do they call those bands? Cover band, like in the country there. They do a very good. They do a very good crowd, and they get a bunch of cover bands on. It's called Marker 48. Look it up, and then the Guild Dog too. You can make it a weekend.
Well, I think that's what it comes down to. If we fly out like on a, it's more really getting the instruments, or we drive down. One person drive, two people drive, and the other guys, come down.
That's 18 hours though.
Yeah, no, it's but it can be done.
Where do you put? Are you mostly in the Northeast, Corey, or do you also go down to Florida or elsewhere in the country?
So for the most part, the Northeast is kind of the base area. But yeah, no, I will play down. I've gone, I've played in Texas. I've played in California. I've played, North Carolina, Georgia. So we do go all over. We're all over the place. Whether it's me playing, the band playing.
Most of those long trips though are solo gigs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We got the
band goes
bedroom for you.
Maine to Maryland, probably. That's as high as Maine, as low as Maryland, and then maybe as west as Western Pennsylvania, kind of, and Western New York.
And I'm going to tell you something, guys. I'm not saying this because I live here, but this scene down here is like, it's a mini Tennessee. It's every day. Like, you see people playing on a Monday, and there'll be a crowd because no one fucking cooks down here. Everybody's at a bar. Everybody's Corey. You got to spread your wings.
Well, we were talking to a friend of mine from high school. His name's Seth Evans. He plays, and he's invited us down to play down in South Carolina and North Carolina. So, I think the part of the problem is the scheduling. All of a sudden we're booked through October, every single weekend.
Are you really?
Yeah, and so, like this weekend, Corey plays tomorrow night at Plan B in West Hartford solo. Saturday night he's playing at Two Roads Brewery, and then Monday he's playing a frat party at Trinity. So we're just booked, and then the next weekend, 2 shows on Friday, 1 on Saturday. It's just a lot of shows, so it's hard to like go away because he's booked 3 or 4 shows every single week, and most of them are band shows.
So are you doing these schools? Are you worried about any of the other shit that's going on?
You want me to answer you?
I mean, I am perfectly capable of answering things on my own accord. Here's my thing. Am I scared? I
don't think you're scared.
Does it make me nervous? Am I concerned about playing at these schools right now?
I'm worried about you beating somebody over the head with a guitar.
Come at me.
He's got Michael Lenosa playing behind him.
Yeah, no. No. Here's my thing. Come protest my show. You know what? I will stand firm in my own beliefs. I'm not going to cower down to other people who might agree with some things that I agree with. Doesn't mean that when it comes to things, if you don't agree with my my right to being alive, and you in fact want to idly chant things that you don't understand yourself, go ahead, make my day. Watch what happens. Watch what happens to every empire that's ever gone against the Jewish people.
I want to do an event and raise money to bring them all to a Gaza college. And have them go there with purple hair and halter tops and see how fast they come back to fucking little old Yale. Honestly, I mean, if they want, they don't know any life experiences. So I think we should all pay for it to do the benefit and fly them over there for a month.
Well, we
wouldn't have to pay for return tickets. I'll tell you that.
No.
Send them over next month when it's Pride Month. They'll love them over in Gaza.
Send them over with purple hair.
I love that. No, and these people who are protesting, these people. First of all, I would argue to say 75% of them don't have even nearly close enough to a full picture to be doing what they're doing. Secondly, do you people not have jobs? The audacity, the privilege. These people who taunt about privilege, as you go camping on your Ivy League campus's quad. Are you kidding me?
With matching tents.
Yeah, wait.
Notice the matching tents.
Yeah, with
Thank you, George Soros.
Yeah.
So again, the absolute privilege that these children playing terrorist dress up have is mind-boggling to me. And know what? They're going to complain when they can't get jobs, when they
No. They are going to have jobs. They're all going to have jobs at the fucking wing of the fucking president. These are all people that are grooming to be some kind of staff at the White House.
The only staff they should be
is spring break for them, Corey.
On this country that should be eliminated.
This is spring break for them. They're using this war right now no one's seeing that this pattern has happened 4 years ago. And this is spring break for them, and they're unfortunately using your people's,
it's always
crusade
the case.
to your people's crusade. They don't even know where Gaza is, bro. Like
Well,
if Gaza was if Palestine was smart, they would kick out fucking Hamas, and they have oceanfront property. They would have Trump come over and build a bunch of casinos.
One of the most beautiful beaches in the world.
They would build. They should build casinos. Trump. That would be great. Trump building casinos on the Gaza Strip, and then people being rich.
All the Gazans being rich. Abu Dhabi. It was going to be the next,
guitar.
It was the next oasis. And
well, I was going to say that, the funny thing is they don't know how to do math either. They always talk about 75 years. Well, first of all, Gaza became part of Israel in 1967. So that's actually 57 years. So they have the numbers turned around, as did Judea and Samaria, which is the West Bank, which is also 57 years. And by the way, Gaza was part of Egypt. So if you lived there, you're Egyptian. And if you were part of the West Bank, that was part of Jordan. So you're Jordanian, which, again, and when you ask these people from the river to the sea, none of them know that it's the Mediterranean Sea and the Jordan River. So,
why would you give them the answer?
Well, do you think they're listening to Pete? Maybe later.
Israel's so bad they dropped leaflets telling you to get out a month ago.
This is the first time.
What a bunch of savages!
This is the only military in both modern and ancient history to ever say we are eliminating a military target. Get out.
I like that and said, "If I don't care, Joe. If you don't want to help me, I don't need you.
Well, yeah, no,
I don't need you."
Well, the point is,
I got Trump coming in 5 months. I don't need you.
The three things that are so ridiculous, they mention apartheid. I was like, well, it's funny because 1947, every Arab country threw out the remaining 800-something thousand Jews and sent them packing. Now, they had no place to go, so they went to Israel. So in 1948, they kicked their ass and made the country of Israel. So that's the first thing. And Israel has 9.4 million people. 7 million are Jews. 2.4 million are others. So that doesn't sound like apartheid to me when you have equal rights.
And you know what these fucking kids don't realize? That Israel's the most left-wing fucking country in the Middle East.
Tel Aviv has one of the largest pride celebrations in the world. Tel Aviv.
And they're socialists, aren't they?
I have had plenty of friends who have gone to Tel Aviv, and I'm saying this without even this isn't a slur. It's one of the gayest cities in the world.
I know. Craig, I want to thank you for not sticking a YouTube iPad in front of your child, because that's the product of what we're seeing in New York City. I'm glad you fucking put your foot up his ass and made him go to school and made him learn music or whatever you made him do. Even if you didn't, just work with me here. I'm glad you did what you did, because he's not one of those kids that had a bottle in his mouth with a pillow propped up and an iPad in the crib while the parents were in the living room getting high.
No, here's what I'd argue.
You raised a fucking good adult.
You know what? Here's what I'd argue. He never forced me to have an opinion. I actually developed my own. I wasn't set. No one ever said, this is the right thing to do. This is the only thing to do. It was, you know what? Have your opinions. I disagree with you. Here's why I disagree with you. And eventually you'll see why I disagree with you. And you know what? There are things that I still stand by my own wits to. There are things I disagree with him. But you know what? I feel like these people who try to put a chokehold on the consciousness, a family isn't always going to have a collective consciousness. That's not going to be the case. But these people, if you put too much of a stranglehold, you're gonna have rebellion. If you don't put enough of a thing of develop your own opinions, you're gonna have these idiots.
Also, at the same time, if you put too much of a stranglehold, you also have autoerotic asphyxiation, which could be quite
absolutely.
Which brings us to OnlyFans.
OnlyFans or Kung Fu.
Corey's you're on OnlyFans, Corey?
I
he
think
shows his toes off.
Only ones I have are on the ceiling.
Oh.
We're gonna play Corey's song right now. Let me pull this up.
This is the Woo song.
The Woo song from the Dilemma
that
Band.
video. It's pretty cool.
Great
Hang on
video.
a second. Let me get it on the screen so the viewers watching it can see it.
We should say hi to Bob Clark and Bob Clark Jr., who are in the comments section. Folks, if you want to, please join the conversation. Kellyanne, also, thanks for joining in. Vitor Santos, thank you. Ricky, of course, thank you always.
Hi, Rick.
Here we go.
Thank you, Ricky. Here we go. The Woo song with Corey and the Dilemma Band.
decide that yesterday's today was once a tomorrow. No need to be crass, chasing tails, chasing sass. Who gave you the pass to fill your mouth with such foul illusions? Wow! Sometimes it's what you need, sometimes it's what you want. Sometimes it's what you need, sometimes it's what you want. Sometimes it's what you need, sometimes it's what you want. Sometimes it's what you need, sometimes it's what you want. Sometimes it's what you need, sometimes it's what you want. Sometimes it's what you need, sometimes what you want, yeah, 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 woo, woo, Thank you, thank you.
I like the
You still
racist
need
Ricky.
Ric
That's
Flair there.
awesome.
And again, who was the filmmaker who put that together?
So Zach,
Hang on a second. That's what happens when you do everything yourself. Okay.
Okay.
This StreamYard
Zach-
fucking program is the best, dude.
no, this is the I love this formatting.
Yeah, it's good.
It goes to Twitch, it goes to YouTube, and it goes to Facebook. And if I wanted to pay more, I can do 7 more
Woo.
things. But I'm like, pfft, I'll just do these 3 live. I'll do Podbean, which distributes to iHeart and oh, by the way, we made it to iHeart, Amazon, and we're also on Spotify. So
Mazel tov, mazel
I
tov.
was gonna go to the other ones, but it's like too much, and I want people to concentrate on those 3.
Want to say hi to an old friend of ours, Jay Silfin, is watching. So Jay, how you doing?
What's up, Jay? How you doing? Is he on the chat?
He just messaged me on Facebook saying he's watching. So we're watching you, watching us. Yeah.
Kellyanne? Who's Kellyanne? One of Corey's friends? Hello, Kellyanne. Hello, Victor. I don't know. She's all of our friends. How's that?
Yeah. Any
I don't
friend
know
of
who Kellyanne is because it says Kellyanne. There's like 13 Kellyann's on my Facebook page. So if it's someone that I went to school with, I'm sorry. I'm old. So Corey, when's the
You
new
were
album
talking about
coming out?
that.
You got anything new coming out or no?
So right now I'm back into recording again, which is very nice. And you know, we just did some major renovations to our studio. We've got some new stuff in there, and I've been on, I had a bunch of music like cataloged, ready to go, and yeah, no, finally, I'm the carpenter who never works on his own house. So, I work with other artists. I do, recordings for other artists too, and then I'm finally like, you get, when you play 150, 200 shows a year, you have to finally say, I need time to record. And my goal this year, and thus far it's going decently, is establishing boundaries on my time, saying, hey, my time is worthwhile. So I'm like, I like recording. I don't get enough time to record. I'm going to maximize every opportunity I have to get some music recorded, or to, if nothing else, get some demos ready to go, to have things, coming out.
Thank God you got the studio in the house, though, because it'd probably be a lot worse if you didn't.
Oh, it'd be awful. The amount, the amount of great ideas that get lost because an artist doesn't have the money to go into the studio or have the time in the studio to make the actual thing they're trying to make. You know, you want to talk why music has gotten bland in certain aspects. You know, the studio system or the modern studio system and the advances that these record companies give artists, it's indentured servitude. So what do you get? You either get an artist who's going to make a streamlined, you know, basic whatever album, or you're going to have an artist who takes the time to make a phenomenal record that you're not going to put out and they're going to keep shelved because they need to make their money back and there's other things on the docket first. It's a terrible system. It's an oppressive system. It's in the same line of scumbaggery as a lot of these streaming services. You know, I think I'm pretty fair right down the middle on my causes, and maybe I have some biases as an artist, but you know what? The way that studios, the way that record labels of all shapes and sizes go, it's an oppressive system. And if you can do things yourself, if you can be reliant on yourself and you have the courage to say, you know what? I'm going to use what I have to make the absolute best that I can have, and be willing to try to make something better than where you would get outside. A lot of artists, I think, would have better output. Well,
and that's the thing I'm noticing too. People like Joe Rogan, like the highest paid. I remember when I started PPRN, there was like 10 of us. You know what I mean? And I'm not really upset about the path that it took and what we did and who I met. I met all you, especially you three. I don't regret anything. I'm sure if my head was a little straighter and if I wasn't, you know, as much of a partier or whatever. I'm not saying I could be Joe Rogan type money, but I don't think he's funny or interesting at all. So I hear what you're saying. Like, you got to go out and do your thing. But where do we have to be sitting? Like at a park or something? And somebody walks by and says, "Here's $250 million. Come to my platform and stream for me." And Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean,
listening to a show, it's not even entertaining.
I mean, maybe we just need to do some ayahuasca, forget our egos, and, you know, talk to God. Maybe. Then we would really truly be like Joe Rogan.
But I think, you know, Corey has a friend. There's one group that we know of, and they did a TikTok video, and it's a silly video, but all of a sudden they got 1 million something views, and they became TikTok famous. They don't play a lot of shows, they don't do a lot of things, but they had that one thing that kind of brought them to prominence, and
that bites you in the ass though in the end. Too, like maybe. When your niche can you know, and that's the problem. I think a lot of these guys, and I think Joe Rogan's day will you know, come and go. I think everyone's kind of
he has a platform.
Well, I know, but he
has that UFC platform. So, you know, you got to remember.
Does he even have that anymore though? Because he's the only left winger that is part of the UFC. Did you see the roast last week?
Yes. Yes.
He had the best. That guy, Dana
White.
Dana White.
He had the best line. He's like, "Shut up, you fucking liberals." And it wasn't even, you don't even have to be into politics or not. Because I always said I'm not going to go deep into politics in this. But for him to say that in that theater in L.A. and everybody was just like,
well, remember who was
scared.
interviewing him? It was Tony. It was Tony. He was doing fake Kill Tony. Which, by the way, that has been my, like, lately, I cannot get enough of Kill Tony. It's so bad, and that's what I love.
But also remember that crowd. Remember, Robert Kraft, Tom Brady, those guys are...
they're all right. They're all right.
They're all Republicans.
Even the majority of the comedians on
but Kevin Hart isn't.
You know what? Actually, okay. You know what? I'm willing to be bold. I'm willing to just say my piece here. I hate Kevin Hart. I don't find him funny. I don't think anything funny about him. I think why the hell was he hosting the roast? He knows nothing. He sounds like an idiot. Every joke that everyone made, like usually in a roast, people get, dare I say, hyperbolic about the people they're talking about. Kevin Hart is the only person who has ever actually deserved every roast joke he's received. He deserves everything.
We all watch for Nikki Glaser. Let's all be honest. Nikki's the best. She's rocking.
And she's a whore. That's the best part about it.
Yeah, she's the best.
Actually, who was that other woman? Sam J? And, I thought Nikki Glaser is usually the most brutal of everybody. Then she comes in from purposely left field, and it's like, whoa!
As much as I hate Kim Kardashian, she had a couple zingers
on
too.
Speakerphone up to your ear.
That one guy who did a podcast, he was the most brutal. I forgot his name. Skinny guy. He looked Jewish almost.
Oh, Schultz or what's it with the mustache?
Yes, the mustache. He was skinny, but he just laid.
Andrew Schultz,
everybody.
I think is his.
He does a podcast. That's how he's popular.
He's brutal. He was funny.
Yeah,
can we talk about this fucking? Can we talk about this generation to where everybody's offended and Giselle?
Ugh.
Oh,
I can't believe you let them talk about my kids. You're the one that cheated, you whore.
Exactly.
You're the one that fucking humiliated him first. Like you can't go and do 8 karate classes a day and stay a white belt.
and clearly her kung fu coach did not go the same way as David Carradine.
You don't even understand. Tom Brady got more mad at Jeff the Roaster than he did at the jokes about Giselle. He's like, don't talk about Robert Kraft in the massage.
Yeah,
why? Yeah. It's public.
Well, I was going to say,
it's the monkey in the room.
I think, the facial expression Robert Kraft gave was like, Tom, go. Robert Kraft's not going to that roast, not thinking there's not going to be a joke about the massage parlor.
Well, here's the other thing.
But he's like, Joey has a good sense of humor.
Robert, you got that kind of money. Why are you going to a $40 massage parlor?
I'll tell you why. Remember, his wife had passed away. He's a single guy. He's getting a massage. He doesn't want to give away his money to someone in a marriage. So that's the cheapest thing he could do. I mean, if you think about it, he didn't do anything wrong, really. He's not married anymore. His poor wife passed away, the love of his life. So he got a little happy ending. What the hell? Who cares?
I'm not saying there was anything wrong with it, but why would you go to somewhere that's like I drove by it in Florida? That's just like when you go to a massage parlor, you look for the ones that are in the nooks or they're behind plazas or they have back doors. You don't go to the ones
I'm assuming
next to the subway.
Don't have those services.
Who?
I'm assuming that again, those places don't have the services he was requiring.
If your massage parlor is open past 5 o'clock and there's a picture of a woman with stones on her back, it's not a legit massage.
Well, he's not going anywhere past 5 o'clock anyway. That's after the early bird.
What do you think, Phil?
When we were in Wallingford, there was a massage parlor next to our studio. Remember that? Yeah. We never had them.
In Wallingford, did it? From like 5 to 9, it functioned as the massage parlor, and after that, it was the headquarters for the Boone.
Well, I don't know. They weren't there when we were doing the show, but they probably somebody came in after we left. They're probably waiting for us to leave.
They had the same entrance, didn't they, or was that a dentist?
The Boone.
Our studio in Wallingford, it was either we shared an entry with a dentist or a massage parlor.
It was a massage parlor. They were next door. They always put their mailbox open.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right. We had some weird studios, man.
Yeah, like the one in Hampton. The one in
Hampton was great.
Hamden was nice because no one, like, I could talk shit, and if somebody wanted to kill me, they wouldn't know where we were.
Yeah, it was by where the space is.
No, it definitely did have some vibes of had it been my first time that you had invited me on the show, had you invited me to that plaza, I might have been a little more concerned, but I know you, so everything's fine.
That studio was actually one of the best.
I was gonna say, but that studio
was cozy. It was cozy.
Yeah, but that studio is like super legit, as opposed to like when you go to the house originally. I would think the studio being in Hamden, it was a business park.
I think the basement studio though had a vibe. There was a vibe. There totally was a vibe to that, because you descended into the room, you had an attitude change. You descended into the studio. You came in.
Drinking Fireball.
Absolutely, it was on the table. It was provided.
Mm-hmm. I stopped drinking. Like you don't. You two weren't in part of Southbury. Like I'm surprised Phil stuck around past the way he did.
Well, Corey wasn't with us in Southbury, but
No. I was after Southbury. I came in
Yeah.
after Southbury.
If you guys went to Southbury, you'd be like, how does he still have a liver?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
We
And the
would
guy-
go to the
yeah.
liquor store prior to going to the. Like you don't understand. We were handles of Fireball, like handles.
Mm-hmm. No, they
The
used
show
to.
was like this in the beginning, and then you could tell when we were drinking.
Yeah, and you'd throw the bottles across the table at each other too.
Oh yeah, we had little shot bottles.
Oh, like the little nips.
No, the big bottles. The big bottle. I think one time you threw.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It was.
Oh man. I'm not even gonna say which is my favorite part of PPRN because it all was. I met so many people. Met so many enemies. I've met so many.
Well, I thank you for Dave Sheehan. Dave
Sheehan
Dave's
is
one of
the
our best
blessing of
friends.
And
We
Phil,
love
I was gonna say that so many relationship have formed
Yeah.
from PPRN. That's what gives me the goosebumps. Like so many relationships formed. Like you guys met Dave.
Yeah, Dave's our buddy. We won a competition with Dave recently.
Yeah.
Oh, did you where?
We went to trivia at
In Cromwell, the name of that.
Sam's
Not Uncle Sam's, but
Sam's Billiards?
Yeah, it's Sam. Oh, jeez.
Is it not Uncle
Sam's Roadhouse?
It's
in Cromwell, right?
Yeah, it's in Cromwell.
Sam's gonna
Is it up to
appreciate.
Berlin
But yeah,
Turnpike?
it's the pool
Venues
place.
in Cromwell. I'll get it for you.
Is it up to Berlin Turnpike?
Oh no, not
Chicago
one.
Sam's.
Chicago Sam's. There it is. Yes,
Chicago
no, not
Sam's,
one.
yeah.
Not one of the motel. Not one of those motels by the Pine Loft. No.
Yeah, it's Chicago Sam's, and the place is really cool. It's a big place, and there were tons of teams who go every single week, and but we had Dave and Corey, and then Lisa and
And my
I are
mother.
old, so we were able to contribute a little bit. But the music questions between Dave and Corey, they got every single question right. So even if we got the regular question wrong, they had bonuses for a music question. We ran the table. So Dave's amazing.
I love trivia.
Dave's been down here twice already. Believe that?
Yeah, he told me when he was going last
Yeah.
time.
We took him on a boat last time.
Very cool.
We took him on a boat in the middle of the island. His little white pale skin and.
I love Dave's videos on Facebook when he contemplates words and phrases. It's hysterical.
Yeah, we actually took him to he did a show down here in St. Pete.
Very cool. Yeah, no, Dave's funny as hell.
You
I
too,
love
Russell.
Dave.
So Corey, how do you? Here's the thing I want to talk about, because when I was coming up, PPRN, Phil knows we used to have a lot of bands on. He actually curtailed me from that, and he started getting normal interviews. But I was relying on I was the party life. I was relying on bands.
Yeah. Metal bands too. Yeah.
Metal bands too, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was fucking ridiculous. Like 35 people in the studio.
Oh, Jesus.
But I see when we were coming up, they would make fun of PPRN after they would love us in the beginning, then they would hate us for some. I don't know why. We were never really dicks to them. I don't know why they ended up hating us, but whatever. So what I'm asking you is,
Why did I stay?
no. Are you willing to branch out past Connecticut? Because I really want you to succeed, but I don't see a future in staying in Connecticut.
Well, I Connecticut at this point is home base. I'm not saying it's otherwise, but you know what? Again, I'm playing more out of state than I am playing in state.
Are you getting better feedback though when you're out of state?
Yeah, because you know what?
See?
Again, you know what? And I'm not going to blame Connecticut itself. I'm not going to blame, the people in Connecticut. That's what they're used to. This is not these guys aren't in Boston. These guys aren't in New York. Again, when NRBQ and Michael Bolton were the big deals of the music scene, again, Big Al is only going to get you off so many times.
Well, the thing I was going to say is, we probably only play in Connecticut.
The Shaboo burned down, and so did the Connecticut music scene.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Like
probably
like
only
Dice's
play in-
career.
yeah, we probably only play in Connecticut 15 or 20 shows a year. The other 130 or 40 shows are outside of Connecticut. Now, the problem is that as a band, there's restrictions in the fact of which guys can play, how many days can they play. Because remember, a lot of guys, Corey is full-time musician, and 2 or 3 of the other guys that play within the group are full-time musicians. But 2 of the other 3 other guys work full-time. So even like Michael Lenosa, our drummer, our number 1 drummer, Mike could play Friday, but he can't play Saturday because he's got to work Saturday. So if we go on the road, he can't be the guy on the road. So we have restrictions. So that's why Maine to Maryland is usually where we're at, and Western Pennsylvania, Western Northern New York. But I would say the past year we played Albany area, Albany, Lake George,
And that's another thing. It seems like also we go in
Cycles,
cycles of like one either region or little area, and that does make sense. That whole word of mouth thing, you play a few shows at the beginning of the season. By the end of the summer season, you're going to play a few more shows in that same place. So yeah, this year it was the Albany, capital region for New York.
Here's the thing, though. There's it's like me in radio, just like you out on the road. You're gonna have that one day where someone sees you, and your guitar player that wasn't or had to be somewhere wasn't there that day, and there's like guys like, I want to sign you. Here's a $3 million contract with the 4 of you. Mm-hmm. Now you got. I'm going to get to my point, but now you got to make a decision, because the thing with me was I always had a big entourage, like 6 or 7 hosts, and I think Phil remembers. I remember telling Phil, which he was always loyal. He was always there every week. I never had to worry, and if he wasn't, he always gave me ample time to figure something out. But if someone comes by and says, I'm going to give the Dilemma Band $3 million sign right now, the 4 of you that are on stage right now, you got to, Corey, make that decision and say, all right, well, my guy that's not usually, I don't care, I want you 4. I heard you 4, and you're going to be like, well, my normal guy's not here. Do you make that decision? Because my point is, I found it hard to get people to share. I found it hard for people to be loyal. I found it hard for people to even just deliver content. So with you, it sounded like everywhere, like if you go somewhere new, somewhere different, you got to substitute someone or somebody. So what if one day you go out and they only see you solo? Now, do you break people's hearts? Or do you stay loyal to your people? That's, you know what I'm saying?
The right people come through at the right times. I swear by that. And even in the moment where it might seem like someone leaving or someone entering the equation might be the worst thing possible, people come, and the changes that happen, someone's time is going to come, whether it's the time to shine or their time to go in the dark.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, know what? My whole thing, why is my band called the Dilemma Band? God damn it, I'm here to run with the changes. That's what I've always done. I got sick and tired of living my life musically and my life in general off of the restrictions and the confines of other individuals. So, know what? I came up with my system. I came up with, know what? I'm the guy that's going to be the one who's kind of the ringmaster. I'm going to be the ringmaster, no matter what you see.
Jump in on this.
Give me 1 second. I want to shout out to Melvin, DJ Melvin, the Next Level Entertainment down here in Florida. If you need a DJ down here in Florida, our wedding season is different than your wedding season up north. But if you're down here in Florida, you know anybody in Florida, go check out Next Level Entertainment. DJ Melvin, one of my friends here. So, what's up, Melvin? He's in the chat room. But Corey, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, what I was going to say on it, eventually we had to change the name. We always went by the Dilemma Band, but it's Corey Rieman and the Dilemma Band, and that was a necessity. I remember one guy
calling you Reiman this whole time.
Well, it's Rieman, but it's all good.
I would have remembered Rieman. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But it's Corey Rieman and the Dilemma Band, because when someone hires us, as good as the other musicians are, and we bring in extremely good players. You know, Jack Tack is one of the best bass players you'll ever meet. Brother Dave, Davey Schultz is phenomenal. Great players. But the bottom line is you're hiring Corey. And you have to, and they realize that the other guys that are coming on the team are part of the team, and you get to see it on the Dilemma website. But we had to make it that it's understood. The leader of this band is Corey Rieman, and you're part of that team. Mm-hmm. And so I think some of the question that you asked, Corey's going to pick the guys that he wants to pick anyway, or the label, depending on what you're going to go with, is going to pick that. And I think it's going to be the same, but I think that's just the way it's got to be. I mean, life's a tough thing, and the best rise to the top, and the top players are going to play.
But I do have a question. When Corey is with the band, is Corey the only one who can take off his shirt, or do all the other guys take their shirts off too?
I think everyone else is a loser for not doing it.
I think all the girls want to see Michael.
Yeah.
He might have acne, though. That might be the problem. He might have acne and doesn't want people to see it.
No, Michael wears just enough to make, and to keep it from X-rated.
I would take my shirt off as big as I am. I don't care. I would be your fucking second front man if you ever needed. Listen, come down here. I'm going to be your front man.
The hair these days, he looks like a rock star.
Right, exactly. I won't sing. I'll just stay up there and I'll put my one leg on the speaker, on the monitor, and I'll just stand there with you.
I've seen one. I think I've seen 3 photos in my life of Iggy Pop with a shirt. I don't want to see Iggy Pop with a shirt. I don't care that his stomach looks like leather.
I don't think he does either.
Like, you know what? It's liberation. You know what? When you're performing, you know what? First of all, it gets hot. Do you want to see the performer with globs of sweat all over their shirt? No. Open it up. Be free. That's like it's 2024. You know, men have nipples.
Some have hair.
Some don't.
But
I'm smooth like a baby, man.
Yeah, but like my point being, you know what?
I got no hair on my chest.
Too much information, Pete.
I think that a lot of people get a lot more freaked out about, you know, the shirt getting opened, like it's tribal spectacle or something. It's like, you know what? Usually, it's not a prop. It's not me trying to whatever. I'm hot. I'm moving around. You know what? I do try to move around. I try to be there for the audience. I'm trying not to loiter on stage. It gets hot. And I don't want to wear just a t-shirt because I try to be somewhat of a professional and try to, you know, dress for the occasion. So like, you know what? I'm going to open my shirt up. And if people want it for a whatever context they want,
is that your signature though?
I don't know.
Nah, true.
Well,
it is on your profile page, so I mean,
you're not wrong. You know what? No, my signature is my gold necklace that doesn't leave my neck. It's my Hebrew name anyway, so it quite literally is my signature.
If you're just tuning in, or you hit the podcast button and you ended up in the middle of listening to Corey Rieman, the Dilemma Band, go check them out. We did a YouTube video, rewind it. It's called Corey Rieman, the Dilemma Band, the Woo Woo song.
One woo, the woo, just one woo, the woo song.
If you like Mickey Mouse, go check it out. It's pretty cool. We also
have
Pete, what's that?
Maybe we can get Corey to do a live song. I don't know if you have a guitar handy.
I whether I have a guitar or tuner is.
I'm sure he's got. They hung up on us.
Well, they're going to get the guitar, I guess. So it's.
He must have turned his camera off.
Yeah, probably hit the camera while running for the guitar. So.
Ew.
Yeah, he'll be back.
So how you doing?
Well, I'm just sitting around doing nothing. I heard some thunder outside. I thought it was going to rain in Connecticut, but I guess apparently it passed us by. So, or maybe it'll come back later.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. When is hurricane season down in Florida?
I believe it starts.
There we go. Yeah, you must have unplugged. You hit the thing.
I believe it starts Memorial Day weekend. It might be now, but it goes till November. I'll tell you what, though. Melvin says, I like the Steamboat Willie. It gave it a good touch. So Melvin already watched your video. Kellyanne said it poured a few minutes ago. Oh, and Bob's saying June 1st.
Okay.
June
It
1st.
did, I'm over in Southington, Kellyanne, so I don't know. It apparently didn't come over here. I guess you got. She's in Augatuck?
Yeah.
I guess she got the rain. Yeah.
So, what were we talking about?
We were talking about hurricanes. We were talking about Corey going shirtless, and we lost him.
Yeah.
Now he's getting a guitar, and so we're just looking at Craig. Looking at.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
I realized that he unplugged the camera that's on the top, so now it's coming through the laptop instead of going through the.
It's actually a bigger view now.
It is. I see the Beatles behind you. I see. Is that Speed Racer in the background?
It is Speed Racer.
Oh,
Yeah.
go Speed Racer. Yeah.
And if you guys are watching this from Connecticut, there's 3 different parts of the universe in here. There's Florida in the left. There's the Southington area to the right, and then there's the Avon area in the middle there.
Yeah.
So, see, technology is amazing. Kellyanne's in New Haven, by the way, Phil. So, if you have to go towards New Haven tonight, it's raining.
Okay, sorry, Kellyanne. I thought you were.
Kelly, you need to ship me some
the thing went
Sally's
out.
pizza and shit.
You unplugged the.
You're talking on the air.
I understand, but you unplugged the camera.
Well, we're back now.
No, we're
I
not.
see they still
We're
bicker,
actually-
Phil.
You're using that camera instead of this.
Oh yeah. It'd be a great sitcom.
Oh, and Phil has a show on Sundays, the Nutmeg.
Nutmeg Chatter. It's
Nutmeg
on WAPJ out of Torrington, and it's also online at nutmegchatter.com. So it's a weekly talk show. Corey's been on the show a few times.
I love it. It is one of my favorite radio spots. I always love doing Nutmeg Chatter because you know what? You always keep it
Corey
interesting.
was born in the 50s because he loves everything old. He really does. He's such a good kid. And you notice I didn't tell the story this time about the bicycle pump.
It's crazy. That is coming up on 8 years.
We've been together that long.
Yeah.
Well, you knew each other before then.
So about
not 10 years. It was
close to 10.
All right, Corey is going to do a little number for us, a little by little Jack and Diane there. What are you singing?
All right. Y'all want to hear something I haven't recorded yet?
Sure.
Sure, go ahead.
I put you on the screen by yourself. We're not on the screen, so.
Perfect. The burden won't get lighter, brushing the chip off your shoulder and acting like a gray dog won't make you any older. It's not so bright, banking on the power of the sun when the light of opportunity comes undone. You're no cowboy, get your saddle off your high horse. You try to vie for pity, all you take on is remorse. There's a divide between desperate and desperado. When you're mining for fool's gold, El Dorado. Settling on the bounty of others to find an I love. The reflection of the mirror has you backed into another. You want her to call you daddy, you want her life and home. Eternally, paternally, you end up like your own. You're no cowboy, get your saddle off your high horse. You try to vie for pity, all you take on is remorse. There's a divide between desperate and desperado. When you're mining for fool's gold to El Dorado. Quite a strange enigma, building up a wall of codes. Jumble up your message so no one around you knows. You've broken up your alibi, caught lying in your tracks. Overrun and overcome, there's no turning back. There's no turning back. There's no turning back. And there's no turning back.
Corey! No, and he kept his shirt on, so that's, you know. You guys didn't get the treat of his shirt being off, so. How do I get this back to the three of us?
Yeah, no.
There we go.
There you go.
So
Yeah, no,
I want to give a shout out because I know he listens to the show too. Maybe you guys can go talk to him. He owns 2 restaurants, one in Litchfield called At the Corner. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's on the corner. It's right next to the courthouse. And he also owns Black Rock Tavern in Thomaston. I believe he does music, Corey. So if you want to talk to him, his name is Red Landfair. Go see him. Go eat something. You're not that far from Torrington. You're not that far from
No, not at all.
You know, sell him, show him what you. Maybe he's gonna see a video and try to get a hold of you. I don't know if he does music. I'm sure he does. I don't know. It's Litchfield, so it's bougie. So I'm sure they do music there. So maybe you guys can hook up. That's a really nice place to probably to go to do your solo thing.
Absolutely.
If he wants to do solo or if he wants to band, just go give him a call. But
Send me a
go ahead.
Yep. Send me a message. I'm here. I think my profile link is linked somewhere. I know in Phil's post. So find me. I'm findable. I'm here.
I will. So go check out At the Corner in Litchfield, and then check out Black Rock Tavern in Thomaston. Both are really good restaurants. Chef Red.
Yeah. I'm actually on the Dilemma Band's Instagram page at the moment, and you're part of the Bikes and Beers tour.
Yes.
You're all over the Northeast. What's that all about?
So the Bikes and Beers, they're not the bikes you're thinking. They're actual bicycles like that you pedal. And these guys they do a bike ride, not a bike race. You would need a different kind of permit for it to be a bike race. So
Can
it is
it be
a
electric?
bike ride. One more time.
Can it be electric?
Like an electric bicycle?
Not electric slide. No, electric bike where I don't have to pedal.
No, it can't.
I mean,
because my toes go numb like 3 minutes into any exercise.
But yeah, these guys they find craft breweries across the country, and they have these bike rides, and you end up at the craft brewery, and it's a big party afterwards. So we're the band that's playing, we're doing the celebration. We're going out there having a great time. So like these guys are, finished off. They're on like the post bike ride adrenaline. They're pounding beers. I get to drink some of the best beer across the country. Like, what a time. Rock and roll, beer, and people who are there to just get down. And I don't know how these guys are standing afterwards, whether it's 15, 30, or 45 miles. Like, oh my God.
And they have about 1,000 people every week.
Okay, guys, where are you guys going to be? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Where are you guys going to be June 17th? You got a calendar over there?
We do.
I do.
Hey, what's up, Jeff? Love you too, brother.
I will point out that Corey's going to be this coming Saturday in Stratford, Connecticut.
Yes.
The Two Roads Brewing is part of the Bikes and Beers tour. And the following Saturday, the 18th, he's going to be at the Buzzards Bay Brewing up in Westport, Massachusetts. But you can find that on the Dilemma Band's Instagram page.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So June 17th is a Monday.
Oh, all right. So you're not playing. Okay. Because Melvin's going to fly up on the 17th, spending time with his family in Simsbury, which isn't that far from you.
Oh, wait,
No,
that's
it's right
the
there.
town next door.
And then he's going to Boston for 4 days for a small vacation. So, are you in Boston at all that week?
We're actually in Westerly, Rhode Island. We're playing at Corey's playing a duo show at Westerly Yacht Club.
Take a ride to Rhode Island there, Melvin. You're not that far. It's 2 hours, right? Hour?
About an
Hour
hour
to
and a half.
Boston?
From Boston, it's about a 45-minute ride.
See? Take the train. Take the train to the plane. Hey, you guys, if you go to Boston, I need you to go to this thing called Fire and Ice.
Oh, Fire and Ice
That's
is one
Providence.
of my... No. That's
No, there's one in downtown Boston.
Fire and
Phil,
Ice is one of my favorite restaurants in all of
You
Boston.
got to see this fucking hibachi. It's huge.
Oh my god. So the first time I went to Fire and Ice was my senior year of high school. Well, that was disgusting.
I got allergies.
But first time I went, so this would make it. It was right before my birthday, so this would make it October 2013. I went to see Yo-Yo Ma with the Boston Symphony Orchestra. He was doing a rehearsal with them, and my school did there was it was like a public rehearsal, a public dress rehearsal, whatnot, and I got to see Yo-Yo Ma. Again, I've seen some great bands, I've seen some incredible things, but know what? Getting to see Yo-Yo Ma with the Boston Symphony, that was it, because it was such a different experience than what I was used to. But then part of that trip afterwards, we went to Fire and Ice, and that was sick.
I want to give a shout out to my stepdaughter. Happy birthday to Kayla, and also my sperm daughter. She graduated today with a master's degree in psychology. So,
Nice.
congratulations to Haley. Huh?
From Sacred
Heart. Well,
right.
she
Great
started at Marist, and then
Great
people
school.
there were mean to her, so she moved to Sacred Heart because of what I did for a living. So I said, get the fuck out of there. Who cares about Marist? But she did graduate from Sacred Heart today, so shout out to her and everybody else. Fire and Ice looks good. Yes, Melvin, I'm telling you. Corey, tell this man, Fire and Ice for $20, and it comes with booze. Has to be the biggest. It's got 17, and I'm not being racist, 17 Mexicans cooking hibachi.
Well, yeah,
Chinese
it's not just hibachi either. It's just grill, because it's not just hibachi.
No.
You got the hibachi, you got the Mongolian stuff, you got the Italian stuff there. It's just what can we fry on a grill in front of you? Let's do it.
There's 4 different types of foods, like he said. There's
They do dessert.
There's American, and then they got the big fucking python punch bowls too.
Yeah, no, in the dessert they do on the thing, it's it's insane. It's all you can eat. You pay it's a little bit of money.
You gotta make a reservation, otherwise you'll be waiting. So this is my music scene this year. Ready for this? It's very unusual. Red Hot Chili Peppers with Ice Cube.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna dig that. Loserville with Limp Bizkit, Bones, Nan, and Corey Feldman.
I ran into Corey Feldman at the NAMM conference. Ask me anything.
Weezy, what's up, Weezy? Corey Feldman's gonna be with Limp Bizkit.
It was briefly for a few moments as our shoulders touched. We were the two Coreys. I felt like I was on what's his face, but less dead.
And then Justin Timberlake.
Hey, yeah. You see, he puts on a good show.
I know, but you know who did a really good show? And I'm very surprised because I went to go see Billy Joel and Sting, and you know fucking Sting stole the show?
Sting's really? Well, yeah,
he blew away Billy Joel.
And that's impressive because, talk about a guy.
Florida, Weezy, come to Florida. They come down and see him.
Talk about a guy who puts on a hell of a stage show.
Corey, he killed. I mean, he was so good when Billy Joel came on. I was like, all right. First of all, it was the Buck Stadium, so there was 90,000 people there. But I'm like, I wouldn't even be mad if we didn't fucking stay for half of Billy's show. I was already excited I was excited with who turned that on? I was excited with Sting.
I saw the Police.
Didn't the Go-Go's open for them?
Yeah, I saw it at the Nassau Coliseum. It was probably 82, 81. It's probably 82. The Go-Go's opened up for the Police at the Nassau Coliseum. That was a great show.
Wow.
But so you mentioned Corey Feldman, right? So every year I go to the NAMM conference, the National Association of Music Merchandisers. And by the way, for the first year ever, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm actually a music merchandiser. I now sell I love guitars enough. I'm selling instruments.
Mm-hmm.
But
Really?
we'll go back to that. But so I'm walking, and like the NAMM conference is pretty much like the everyone who's everyone in music and music gear is there. And I'm walking around, and I see some schmuck in a gold jacket walking around with a couple of models, and I'm like, who's this dude over here who looks like if Corey Feldman was actually Michael Jackson's kid?
Is he any good singing though? 'Cause
I find out 20 minutes later. So I'm friends with the guy. I play Lee Oscar harmonicas. I love the guys at Lee Oscar. Lee is one of the most incredible humans I've ever met. Shout out to Lee. Shout out to the Lee Oscar harmonicas. Dimitri and Aaron Antos. The whole Lee Oscar team. So I get a text 20 minutes later after I see this schmuck who looks like he's dressing up trying to be Corey Feldman, Michael Jackson. Corey Feldman just showed up to the booth. I'm like, no, that was actually Corey Feldman. It was insane.
Let me tell you guys something too. If you can ever put a reverse osmosis water system in your house,
we have one.
Oh my God, do it! The water is like fucking sex.
Yeah, we have the Culligan reverse osmosis system, the whole house filter. That absolutely.
Oh my God, I put one in today. It's so amazing.
Oh,
I've been drinking this water all day.
Yeah, no. Once you have that soft water system in there and the reverse osmosis, your showers are better. Everything's better.
It's like a party in your mouth, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Melvin went to see Billy Joe and Elton John in concert together in 1994. He was on stage with them with some tickets that he won on the radio. So I probably would have enjoyed Billy Joe in his younger years. I think he's becoming too political.
I know what? I think
Corey,
he's
hold on a second. I don't care if you have a political stance. Don't bring it to the stage.
I was gonna say that's where I feel like he's usually pretty. He'll put. Know what? He's an old Jewish man. We have a term in Yiddish to grisher. Grisher means kind of to drill into you a little bit. Not like a nail, not like a screw in a nail. Like not that kind of, but like to drill into you a little bit. Billy Joel likes to he tries to stay away just enough. But he'll grisher his point in just a little bit into you and then jump away like he didn't do anything.
Yeah, via Howard Stern show.
Well, I was just going to say, he's part of the Howard grouping.
Wait, where did they how old are they and where did they grow up? I'm just saying.
That's my point. They're like
very similar people. They had a very similar, upbringing, lifestyle.
Yeah, Long Island.
You came 10 years later.
Yeah, but
15 years later.
Long Island, but Howard grew up in a black neighborhood, and he's
more Jewish. You know nothing.
He's more Jewish than any Jew I know.
Okay, here's the deal with
What's up, Red?
Howard says he grew up in Roosevelt, and he did in junior high, but he went to Rockville Center High School. He was in Rockville Center, which is not. He makes it out to be a lot worse than
Rockville Center's a nice
Rockville
town.
Center. Is very nice. He's full of shit. He did though go to Roosevelt in junior high. So
Did you see the? I don't. Well, my wife listens to Howard. I caught a second of it, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy on the radio anymore? Oh my God, Joe Biden, you're the dad we need, and then fucking Drew Barrymore. Oh come, you should be Mama La. What the fuck? What the fuck? I understand. I understand the whole Howard thing. You were mental. You got help, and you grew. I get it. We're all older.
Yeah, but I stopped listening.
Fuck.
To
Thank you, Rich. Well,
I stopped listening. I will not pay, and I was the biggest Stern fan there was. I bought even his terrible videos that he made.
What are you going to say that Buck Bongo Fiesta isn't a cinematic masterpiece?
Yes, Buck Bongo Fiesta was a phenomenal show. No, I used to buy all his crap.
Woman of the Year.
I don't even listen to him anymore.
The 1996 New Year's Eve tape. Like we're talking cinematic.
I watched that with your grandmother actually.
Red said he never listened to Stern. I don't know if Red, if you just tuned in, I plugged your restaurant, so because I love you. But Rich Leo likes the new show, and Adam has been a fan since I've been on Chaz and AJ. So Adam is so loyal to PPRN. I think he was going to go into therapy when we quit the last time. So thanks for coming back, buddy.
So he has the coolest piece of Howard Stern memorabilia. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
This record is what, 45 years old at this point, coming up on it?
At least.
This is when he was still How Weird Stern. When he was in DC, this is what it was. How Weird Stern, 50 Ways to Rank Your Mother, the LP, featuring Neil Young's Cat was one of them. I Shot Ron Reagan, I think is my favorite track. You had Unclean Beaver, the Leave It to Beaver parody. I mentioned Neil Young's Cat, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's dreadful, but
it is phenomenal, though. It is like this was Howard and Fred being how this is pre-Robin. This is pre-Robin. So like this is Howard and Fred being like,
well, actually, I think
like my age essentially.
Well, I was
right?
going to say I think they might have done that really in Hartford because that's where he met Fred, was Hartford.
Well, they came
Yeah,
up
he met
with
Fred in Hartford.
They had the money to do it because of DC.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he should be still doing Howard type of stuff, but you can't. Like when he started bitching about Trump and when Trump said grab him by the pussy. Like Howard, you used to throw fucking bologna and mayonnaise at women.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
Shut the fuck up.
where I agree with you 100% on that side. It's like you've got to choose your
camera makes me
battles
look
here
pretty
because
good.
of what you've
No,
done.
Howard. No,
But
look, Howard's a sellout. And listen, I'm gonna defend Donald, who I've whatever. He was his friend. He invited him to his wedding.
Yeah, he was at his wedding.
Yeah, and they were friends, and he did his show all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have.
That's what we're mad about, Corey. We don't care what your beliefs are. But
Yeah,
your
it's-
dad's
it's
right.
like-
He's
But no, I'm here with the on some of the integrity argument because you know what? There is a difference between growing and just entirely abandoning what you were. And with the Trump case, you know what? Yes, that was an individual who he was close to, he was friends with, and I am perfectly
And
fine
he doesn't
with
have to support him. I have no problem with not supporting him, but he shouldn't have not done the other thing. He should have kept his mouth shut.
if you don't like somebody, fine. But when you go and you be a hypocrite about it, you threw bologna at women with mayonnaise.
Exactly.
Like you degraded women more than Donald ever. Donald was a fucking. Let's listen to me. Everybody hated Donald till we found out the country hated him more, and we found out why. I couldn't stand Donald Trump, and I don't love the guy. I don't worship him. When people start going, "Oh, you're a right-wing maniac," no, I'm not. I used to be a Democrat. I don't like their standards. Like when I was 18, yeah, abortion. Now I'm like, I'm not going to throw it in your face. If you want to get one, fine. I don't believe in it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like we all grew, but I'm not over here saying, hypocrite. Don't get an abortion because Lord knows I had 2 or 3 growing up. You know what I mean? You can't be against something and then or for something and then later on be like, oh yeah, fuck that. You know what I mean? You can't. You got to stay true. And I'm not saying no, be the guy from the I came up in the ghetto. Now look at me like I'm gonna go buy a house. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Jimmy Kimmel saying what fucking Stern what Donald did is this and that. Meanwhile, Jimmy Kimmel.
The man show?
I was going to say, I think Jimmy Kimmel's worse than Stern, if you ask me. Stern, because Stern was gradual. Stern happened over time. Jimmy Kimmel went, he was the guy from the Man Show. He was this, that, and the other thing. His kid got sick, and all of his audience members didn't like him being, having a little bit of edge. And he, you ask me, the guy who really is the sellout, it's Jimmy Kimmel.
It's
Jimmy
all of them. And Louise just said Stern made Anna Nicole step on a scale on his show, and she was clearly addicted and was brought to tears. All of a sudden he's like grabbing by the pussy is bad. Fuck you.
Howard,
I hate when Ricky listens to him. I'm like, I gotta go in the other room.
You know,
I stopped listening.
guys, I think there's a little bit too much negativity going on right now. Maybe we need some positive vibes from Corey. Maybe another song.
Phil's always been that mediator, isn't
Yeah, just to move things along.
he? He's got the wrench or no? You got the wrench today?
I got the wrench. I
He's
got
the wrench.
this.
He's got the wrench.
There you go. Yeah.
You guys want to hear another song from Corey? Let's hear another song from Corey. If you guys are in Connecticut, go check out. What's your next show this week in Stratford, right?
Yeah,
Well, actually, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night I will be at Plan B in West Hartford.
That's
You
not
might-
the day after drug, by the way.
It's a burger joint.
It's a burger joint.
Yeah, no, that's
It's not Planned Parenthood. He's not going to be.
yeah.
outside.
Just as we just went off on all of that. Yes, no, this is
In West Hartford.
Plan B, the burger joint
In West Hartford.
in West Hartford.
In West Hartford.
Mhm.
Is that in that little square?
No.
No, you're on it's right near like Boulevard. Like you're on like
It's not near Whole Foods, right?
No.
No, you're
It's more on the
you're not
Hartford
far
border.
from it, but like
It's
When
more
I
on the
worked at
Hartford.
iHeart, we did a lot in that square.
Yeah, no.
it's not Blueback. Yeah, no, not
Okay.
in Blueback.
Yeah, no,
Very
Well,
okay.
when you
It's
said the
close to
square, I'm like,
Hartford.
Okay. And then we're on Friday.
Friday I will be eating dinner with my rabbi.
Okay.
Okay. Shout out to the Wall. Yeah.
Anybody has a Gaza flag wants to go outside the restaurant? We'll give you the address.
Absolutely, Shabbat Shalom, motherfuckers. And on Saturday, the good Jew that I am, on Saturday morning, I will not be going to Temple. I will be at Two Roads Brewing Company, with the bike and beer tour, doing that.
Next
whole
to
thing.
Einstein Bagels, because Jews like bagels.
So with Plan B, the solo shows. By the way, this is the Close. So one of the brands I'm now selling, Close Guitars. It's carbon fiber. It doesn't go out of tune. It's
You could leave it in the car, winter and summer.
yeah, just like the Carole King lyric: winter, spring, summer, and fall. All you got to do is call. It's right
They
here.
should make dildos out of that if it's something that good.
I have to imagine they have probably, other than the carbon fiber.
They do tennis rackets and
Pickleball. I'm old now. I got to do pickleball. No more tennis.
Yeah, you went down to Florida. I'm like, are you a Jew?
Actually,
Yeah.
when it comes to taking Ricky out, yes.
early bird special, I see.
We go to Applebee's. We don't go to the nice places. We don't go to the Down Cesar. We go to Applebee's.
By the way, that roast the other day, Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman was just. He was
great.
devastating. I'm like,
What Tom Brady did for comedy the other day was the best thing we needed in a long time. We needed that. And he just did the best part was when he fucking ranked on Taylor Swift. Like that was
Oh, that was.
of course, you have the loudest fans in America. It's not shocking when your stadium's filled with a bunch of 14-year-old girls.
who's with me? Drew Bledsoe, Ben Affleck. At least both of them were on cocaine. I'm sorry. Did you see the way Drew was licking his lips? And did you see the blank stare that fucking Ben Affleck had in his face? They were high. They were fucking high.
Drew's bit was
another
great.
one.
Drew was great. He did a great job.
Also, if like
I hate Affleck.
yeah, if by the way, if Belichick ever wanted to be like a deadpan comedian, like not comedian, but like make commentary on things, I would watch that.
He had the Dave Sheehan comedy going.
Kind of, yeah. It was very Sheehan-esque.
Hey, Red's watching, so why don't we do your music now? So, in case he needs someone to play music at his restaurants,
I was gonna say, yeah.
right now could be a tryout. How's that, Corey?
So tomorrow I'm doing my solo show where I get to screw around things that you wouldn't necessarily expect from me, and I've had a little renaissance lately, and I'm in love with country music.
All right, so do it right now.
Here's a Chris Christopherson number that made a bunch of women in Nashville discover feelings they didn't previously have.
Red, if you want someone at the restaurants to do a solo act or a band, check out Corey. He's gonna play a song for you right now.
Take the ribbon from your hair, shake it loose and watch it fall.
resting soft against your skin, like the shadows on the wall. Won't you lay here by my side till the early morning light? All I'm wasting is your time. Oh, help me make it through the night. And I don't care who's right or wrong, and I don't need to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. For tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. It's so sad to be alone. Oh, help me make it through the night. And I don't care who's right or wrong, I don't need to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. For tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. It's so sad to be alone. Oh, help me make it through the night. Yeah, it's so sad to be alone. Oh, help me make it through the night.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
There's a few panties out there that are moist, I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched. So, did you ever have like a documentary that changed your life? Like you watched either whether it was a film or a mini series or something that like you had like a moment before and after.
Oh, Red says yes. Go talk.
Yeah.
So I
You
saw
know how to get to Litchfield, Corey?
absolutely. It's called
Okay.
Waze on my phone.
Okay, I know.
But I saw that the Ken Burns, the 8-part country music documentary that he made, and I was in Mexico this summer. We did a little trip, Houston, Mexico, and back, and there were 6 flights, and I got to watch each of these episodes. They're 2.5 hours long on each flight, and I was crying in like midair. Like this documentary changed my opinion on this genre that I had like from the time I was a kid. I had liked some country music. I thought like Johnny Cash and like Willie Nelson were cool, and like I thought like Merle Haggard was kind of badass, and obviously who doesn't love Dolly Parton? But I made fun of the genre. You don't like Dolly Parton?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm not a Bob guy, first of all.
He doesn't like the Beatles either, but that's another show.
That's also true.
Yeah,
If I get one more song, I know what song I'm going to do. I'm going to try to change things up.
Oh, we'll let you play one more song out. Sure.
You want? Okay.
Oh, you want to do it now?
No, I'll do it later. But
Okay,
but
we'll
I
let
saw
you
this
close out the show with a song. How's that?
yeah, but I saw this documentary, man, and it was great. Like from like these guys, these were people who had absolutely nothing, who came up with whatever the music they could physically actually turn out. It starts as this, and then this stuff starts spreading like a plague. It goes around, and they're like these guys are talking. And they're never trying to get themselves too far into like themselves and their egos and whatnot. This genre grows off of like 25 songs by a couple people, and it's this beautiful community. It's the one genre that has, there's obviously the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's certain institutions, but country music has the Grand Ole Opry. It has this a living, not just a Hall of Fame, but a living institution that speaks of what country music is at that time, and it's a family, and it's like even and like a family. If people disagree, they're not going to war with these people. They're not having these giant ego battles. They say bless your heart, and I hope your next record sells real well, and like. I love that about this genre. Like it opened my eyes. Like I'm listening to the whole thing about, Tammy Wynette and George Jones. And I swear to God, thank God I was sitting next to my mother, because I am bawling my eyes. And I'm like, why was he so mean to her? And it's like, I know he was hurt too, but she didn't deserve that. And like Ken Burns, he could make a documentary on anything. He could make a documentary about white printer paper, and I probably would end up being absolutely.
I actually cried during the Kelly Clarkson transformation.
No, she looks great.
Oh my God, doesn't she though?
Oh my God, she's so cute now.
She covered Metallica.
Oh wait a minute, you're saying she wasn't cute because she was a little chubby?
Yeah.
I'm offended by that.
She was always cute. No, she was very.
She was always pretty though, Craig. Come on, she was always pretty.
No, she had a pretty face.
She covered Metallica on her show yesterday.
Oh, by the way, Red wants to know: can you cover Slayer?
Slayer? Oh.
Yeah. No, he can't cover Slayer. Yeah, no. You know what? But here's my. You know what made me cry, Corey? You might be too young, and I still cry to this day thinking about because I cried. But the movie The Champ. If you ever get a chance, go watch the movie The Champ.
Yeah.
Phil's laughing. Go watch the movie The Champ. Watch the end scene.
Actually,
Craig, you remember that movie or no?
Oh, of course, John Boy. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's like Old Yeller. If you don't cry,
Champ, wake up, Champ.
Yeller, you're a
Champ, wake up. Wake up, Champ.
So a year or two ago, it was the 40th anniversary of E.T., and they were showing it in IMAX. And my buddy Matt Haller, who's a big film guy, he was like, "Hey, do you want to go see E.T. in IMAX?" I'm like, "I will go with you, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna cry during this movie." He's like, "Yeah, whatever, okay," thinking I'm joking. I'm like, "No, Matt, I will go with you, but I'm gonna cry when I watch this movie."
I cry every time I go to Universal and go into the E.T. ride. It's so neglected.
No, that is my favorite.
It is so neglected. Universal, put it to bed.
But you haven't been there for 10 years.
It's true, and I hope
I have season passes, Corey. It's just put it to bed.
Oh,
it's so sad. It's not even fun anymore. It should be a nightclub now, huh?
Now in Disney, are you a fan of Peter Pan?
Listen, I worked at Disney. I'm a fan of everything Disney. I still got my badge.
Your cast member badge, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I still got it. It's I worked for Epcot.
Was it still Epcot Center?
It was before the soaring ride.
So, oh my God, it might have been Epcot Center still.
My problem.
It was no. You know what it was? It was when they started redoing the roller coaster inside the ball.
Spaceship Earth.
Oh, Mountain in there.
Oh, when they replaced the original with what's his face with the most trusted man in, oh my God,
Space Mountain is in Epcot too, right?
No, that's the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, no. This was then they redid the ball inside, the big ball. What is that ball? Because that was Disney's vision.
Spaceship Earth.
Whatever that ball is, it's
the ball. That's the ball. The golf ball.
Yeah.
That's Spaceship Earth.
Disney was the most. If I'm going to compare it to if they ever brought back slavery, that's what working for Disney was like.
Working for them. Oh no!
I'm going to tell you a story really quick. So I was working. I had a full-time job as a supervisor, but back then I had a huge drug habit, so I needed money. So
Phil
I
and I
worked
just
two
made
jobs,
this
but I had a
great.
family at the same time. So I worked at Epcot. So I did my full-time job 8 to 5. I went to Epcot from midnight till 6. I would sleep for 30 minutes and then go to my other job. But here's what I'm talking about with the slavery. Now, they give you this truck. You have to fill it. They have their own potable water. You have to fill this truck. You have to drive underneath it. You pull the string, and you fill the truck with water. Now, you have to go get water and drive the truck into Epcot, and then you have to spray down the sidewalk. So I would do from England, you know how creepy Saudi Arabia is, into Saudi Arabia at night at 3 in the morning while the fucking fireworks display was going off. And that song kept playing. That song kept playing and playing and playing. And I would get the whole sidewalk fucking clean. And I'd be walking back to the trailer so I can go get get to my car. And they would send an inspector to go out. And if you left one leaf or one piece of gum on that sidewalk, they made you go back and spray the whole fucking thing again.
Oh, the
So
mouse. Crazy.
at the Magic Kingdom. So I went back and I gotta go to my second job, my real job. They're like, you're gonna do this or you're gonna get fired. I said, you know what, go fuck yourself. I quit. I told Bicky to go fuck himself. Because I'm not going back to spray some little fucking leaf that was left on the sidewalk that could have flew off a tree after I left that little area. No. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's the cleanest fucking area in the world, Disney.
No, because some of the little Mouseketeers are douches. Like, don't get me wrong, they go on a power trip. Some of those cast members, and it's like we get it. You have certain abilities. You can ruin someone's once in a lifetime vacation in a snap, but like you don't have the right to do that to the other.
We're not even allowed in public when you work there. You have to walk underneath the.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I could have sang that. What's that
the
song?
utilidor.
Tell it to the mountain, walking through the fucking Disney. I'm telling you, you have to walk underneath. And if you wore your uniform after hours, and you walk through Disney, you were fired. And then
They have trackers in them now. The uniforms are chipped now.
Don't get me wrong, I love Disney. I don't like their woke shit.
Who cares about it?
But I still love Disney.
I unfortunately was a very close associate with one of these assholes. Actually, a few of these assholes. Actually, come to think of it,
I still save my pin, so if I ever become famous, I can sell it.
how do you know I wasn't talking to Sam about Sam Jones?
Usually talking about.
We're getting more viewers, Phil, now than we did in the beginning. This is crazy.
And he kept his shirt on too. Amazing.
He kept his shirt. The chat is going crazy. I want to say before, because we're gonna have to end this soon. We still got another 12, 13 minutes. Phil, remember I said I was gonna start at an hour, and look, it's already 2 hours.
Hi, Adam.
But I want to thank everybody for coming back stronger. I've never had this much high live. I'm on the last go around. I love it. I know it's not a big number to some, but it's a big number to me. But the downloads last week and everything was awesome. So thank you. I've got the goosebumps back again. I was kind of skeptical on doing it. Corey and Craig, always a good guest.
Yes.
Phil, thank you for being here again. Welcome to come back again next week. Pretty much if you want to become a permanent fixture again whenever you can. Next week, Dave Sheehan.
Oh, yeah. I want to be there for that. Oh, yes.
Okay. Phil gets excited more about the guests than I do. Red's going to be on my show. Yeah, Red, let's book you. And you too, Adam. We'll get you on. And Bob, too. Bob the golf. Oh, if you're ever in fucking Florida, Bob's a PGA pro, so go check him out. Tell him. South Florida, I don't know the name of his golf course. If he can tell me.
My idiot friends finally got me. They dragged me out to the golf course, but let it be known, this Jew belongs to a country club. I got in.
Man, Melvin, I would love that. Red, we're gonna set you up. Melvin, I would love you and Manny to come on. Live makes sense. But man, this is just becoming big goosebumps, and thank you everybody. Fucking thank you Twitch. Thank you for the new platforms. Phil, thanks for coming back. Just everybody, thank you. This is awesome. Like I was telling Phil, like all the downloads we had last week, it's just awesome. So thank you. Blue herons, pines, and Punta Gorda, but Punta in Portuguese means bitch.
I was
Or in Spanish, but Punta. Go see my Punta in Gorda. You know what Punta Gorda means in Portuguese? It means fat bitch.
I thought it meant something else, but
or fupa bitch. I don't know, the bitch with the fupa. I don't know, fat upper pussy. So.
Oh, jeez.
But so Corey, what do we got? 9 minutes, so we're gonna let you play us out. But Corey, man, keep the shirt off. Keep your signature. You and your dad make it such a great team. You guys are doing more shows than fucking. I want to say you're up there with Jelly Roll. No, as far as shows, not like crowds, but as the amount of shows. I mean, I don't even think Jelly Roll does that much. What about fucking Tennessee?
He like shit. He somehow gets an invitation to like everything. He's just like a nice. He seems just like such a nice guy.
Corey.
Yes.
Let's make it a goal. I'll save fucking money. Phil will come down. Let's fucking go and get Corey Reiman, possibly the Dilemma Band in fucking Tennessee.
Listen.
Come on. We'll broadcast it live, dude, so your family can listen.
Listen.
Even if it's on the corner.
We went to Nashville. I saw, I had one. You have like lifelong dreams, and then you have later in lifelong dreams.
Yeah.
And one of those was like, I want to see the Grand Ole Opry. Like once I got into country
no,
music,
you don't. It's nothing.
Oh,
special.
it was incredible. It was phenomenal. Josh.
That
Turner,
and Elvis is overrated. If you want to go see something good down there, go see where the General Lee is. The Cooter's place they call it.
But
Corey, you can go down there and you can put. You can
play
play Kid.
was amazing.
You can go to Kid Rock's.
Never meaning no harm. Reach on, never saw making trouble
with the law since the day we was born. Out in the way, the only way I know how. That's just a little bit more than the law will allow.
Making their way, the only way they know how. Look at it. Oh my God, Waylon Jennings is such a badass. Oh,
we're gonna walk into Kid Rock's place and we're gonna fucking put you on the stage, because they don't pay you down there.
I won't throw the chair off the roof or nothing.
Or you can go to the what is it, rodeo? Something rodeo?
What's
Redneck rodeo or something like that they call it.
No, we want to play the country where the place we stayed.
So we stayed the Country Politic.
That's good too.
That is such a
Phil, have you ever been to Nashville?
I was at Fanfare about 30 years ago. I stayed at I went to the Grand Ole Opry. That was way back. I think most of the people who performed there are dead now, but it was a different music scene at the time. I stayed at the what's that?
Mr. Roy Acuff.
Roy, Little Jimmy Dickens, Grandpa Jones.
No shit.
I'll tell the story about Jimmy Dickens.
I met a performer. They are one of the most out there performers I have ever seen, and for the last few years of his life, they were the caretaker for Little Jimmy Dickens.
Mm-hmm.
And
I saw Bill Monroe when I was down there. You know what you ought to do? I don't know if you know the song In the Pines, the Bill Monroe song.
In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine.
Oh yeah.
We gotta book you guys again.
Good morning, Captain. Good morning.
What a fun show this was. We gotta book you guys again in June. We definitely gotta book you guys again in June. This was fun.
I always have a blast, but I love Nashville.
Let me tell you something. We went down there. It was a Monday morning. We landed at 10. I said, let's just drive down to the Strip. You fucking believe the bars were packed at 11 o'clock on a Monday morning?
I absolutely do. Because to technically, legally be a honky tonk, you need to have 4 criteria in Nashville. 1, you only have live music. You do not have a jukebox. Number 2, you have live music going from 9 a.m. until 3 in the morning. Number 3, you have a dance floor. And number 4, there's the time is what makes it the Nashville one. So yeah,
Yoga pants gotta be worn.
dance floor. Okay, liquor, dance floor, live music, open from 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. in Nashville. Those are the 4 criteria to be a Nashville honky tonk. So yeah, no, that party never stops. They have a couple hours to clean the place up, get it clean. You know, you go to Tootsie's, you go to Legends, you go to all like those spot like
Tootsie's sucked.
Tootsie's was phenomenal. You're just claustrophobic.
You know what, Craig? Corey is you, and you are Craig. Corey. Because Corey's got that old person's mentality, which I love so much about him.
You're
and Craig's like, fuck you, that shit sucks.
I like dive bars. He gets terrified in dive bars. Like,
well, I think I'm gonna get a disease. I can't stand being him.
I want to give a shout out to the chat, Kellyanne, Adam, everybody. Red, thank you. Red says, I hope you get 1 million views. You deserve it. Thank you, Red. Adam, thank you. More women and bachelorette parties than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Kellyanne says she saw Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn in Nashville.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Corey's all moist now, Kellyanne.
I am. They had a song, You're the Reason the Kids Are Ugly.
Yeah.
It is one of the funniest songs in the entire world. Like, and they were never in a relationship. The two of them were just like, and that's one of those country music things. 2 solo artists, like it wasn't a group, but like you would have your one, like every guy had a girl that they would sing with, and every girl had a guy that they would just do it. They would be duet partners with, and that was their person for until the end of time.
All right, go check out Corey Reiman, the Dilemma Band. Check him out. I have to play a little identifier, so hang on 1 second.
PPRNradio.net, the station that's home with your wife. While you're at work, we keep her company. We keep her happy.
All right, Corey, play us out. We'll see you guys again soon. Corey, give them the website, whatever they can to go see you.
Absolutely. So the website is thedilemmaband.com. You can check out our whole calendar, all of our streaming, socials, etc., etc. I learned that this show is phenomenal and should keep going on as it always did. This is great. I love you, Peter. I love you, Phil. You're 2 of my favorite interviewers in the entire world. And seeing you 2 together on one screen again, it makes me so happy.
And moist.
Quite.
Next week, Dave Sheehan, the comedian.
The genius, the great, the powerful.
I just got a message, Phil. Boo will be joining us too.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Corey, if you want to join us, you can hit the link.
You might have me back on next week. This is
definitely.
We have the gay tarot card reader and the comedian all in the same room.
The circle, the unbroken.
Corey, play us out, man. Everybody, don't forget to tune in. If you didn't hear the show live, you're listening to it right now on the podcast. We'll be back next Wednesday. Every week we said it was going to be an hour. This week it was almost 2 hours. So, Corey Reiman, take us out. Everybody, before we go, stay black, y'all.
Absolutely.
Stay black. Corey, play us out, buddy.
So, speaking of the great duo partners, Mr. Porter Wagner discovered one of the great singer-songwriters of our time, Miss Dolly Parton, and I figure it might as well end with one of her songs, but in the theme of staying black. If I should stay, I would only be in your way. So I'll go, but I know I'll think of you each step of the way. I will always love you. Bittersweet memories, that is all that I'm taking with me. So goodbye, please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. And I always love you. I will always love you. I hope that life treats you kind. And I hope that you get everything that you ever need. I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. And I will always love you. I will always love you. I will always love absolutely love
The Peter Pinho Show. Only on PDRNradio.net.
Corey, thank you, man. I appreciate you guys. Phil, I will see you next week.
Next week, I'll be here.
All right.
Oh,
Boo.
Corey, hopefully Craig come back next week too if you can.
Absolutely. I will
We'll send you the link, man. We always love to have more people. We can grow this thing to where there's 100 people on the stream. I'll have to pay for a bigger platform.
Powers to you right on.
So it was a good day. Corey, thank you so much. We appreciate you very much. Phil, you know I appreciate you. Everybody, good night, everybody, and stay black. Good night, everybody.
Good
All
night.
right, thanks for watching, folks.
Yeah, thank you.